Please call the roll.
Kehoe?
Aye.
Kehoe, aye. Walters? Alquist? Alquist, aye. Emerson? Liu? Pavley? Price? Price, aye. Runner? Runner, no. Steinberg?
All right, that measure is 3-1. We'll keep the file open, or the roll open, excuse me. And Senator Hancock, you have SB 300.
Yes, thank you.
And this
Madam
is a
Chair.
candidate for suspense, Senator.
I realize that it is. SB 300 provides a process to update the K-12 science standards and frameworks and to complete the history social science standards update, which was cut short due to budget changes last year. Currently, the academic content standards for history and social science and science were developed 13 years ago. The state's current science standards do not even mention biotechnology, nanotechnology, or even that Pluto is no longer considered a planet. Simply, members, if we're going to have a world-class education system with a workforce that is scientifically and technology literate, we are going to need to update these standards. And we will work with the sponsors and with the committee to try to cut the costs down and back, potentially maybe just update by including some of the discoveries that have been made in the last 13 years. And we look forward to continuing that work. I realize it is on suspense. It's just so important for our children's education.
Thank you, Senator Hancock. Is there testimony in favor? Is there any opposition? And Finance? No file on this one. So, members, SB 300 will move to suspense, and Senator will work with you while it's in the suspense file.
Thank you.
Thank you. Members, we're going to return to items on which presentation has been waived, and the next author is Senator Steinberg. He has 4 items. These are Senator Steinberg's bills. He will not appear, but if you want to testify when I call out the bill, please come forward. SB 547 by Senator Steinberg is an academic performance index. Is there testimony in favor? Is there opposition testimony? Finance. That item goes to suspense. Next is SB 612, having to do with post-secondary education. Is there testimony in favor? Opposition testimony? Finance? No file? That item goes to suspense. SB 653, local taxation and school districts. Is there testimony in favor? Is there testimony opposed?
Madam Chair, Chris McKaylee on behalf of the California Grocers Association, California Aerospace Industry. As is indicated in the analysis, significant FTB and BOE cost. In fact, their testimony in the policy committee was that there would be significant hurdles to overcome. As your analysis notes, business is also concerned about a patchwork of different local taxes. I believe the better place to have this is on a statewide basis. Thank you.
Well, we appreciate the suggestion. It isn't as though we haven't been trying. Testimony.
Madam Chairwoman and members, Jai Sukhprasad with the California School Employees Association. We're here in support of the legislation, given all the cuts to our schools over the last 3 years.
You are in support. Very good.
Thank you.
And 1 opposed. Any further testimony on Senator Steinberg 653? And it is a suspense candidate. It will go to the suspense file. The last item by Senator Steinberg is SB 763, California Performance Plus Program. Is there testimony in favor? Opposition testimony? Finance, no file. That item will go to suspense. Senator Calderon has 2 items, SB 626 on cannabis and cannabis products. Is there testimony in favor? Opposition testimony? Finance, no file. That item goes to suspense. Next item by Senator Calderon is SB 641, voter registration. SB 641. Is there testimony in favor? Opposition? Finance? No file. That item goes to suspense. Senator Lowenthal. Senator Lowenthal has one item, SB 891, on school facilities construction. Is there testimony in favor? Opposition? Finance? No file. That item goes to suspense. And Senator Leno has two items designated for suspense on which he has waived presentation. First is SB 651, Domestic Partnerships and Family Law. Is there testimony in favor? Opposition? Finance? No file. That item goes to suspense. Last item by Senator Leno is SB 705 on natural gas service and safety. Testimony in favor? Opposed? Finance, no file. That one goes to suspense. Senator Ted Lieu, one item on which he's waived presentation, that is SB 746, having to do with tanning facilities. Testimony in favor? Come on up. This is SB 746 by Senator Ted Lieu on tanning facilities.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Tom Riley with the California Academy of Dermatology and Dermatologic Surgery, one of the two sponsors of the bill. Very briefly, three important things to know. When you consider this bill, I know it's a suspense candidate. One is that there are safe alternatives to UV tanning lamp tanning, and that is spray tanning, which we believe actually could benefit these businesses. When you spray tan, it is on a per usage basis, as opposed to UV tanning, which is on a period basis. So, for example, you might pay a flat fee for 1 week, as opposed to a flat fee for one spray tanning session. Second, there have been areas where this has been, what we're proposing in this bill has been regulated at a local level, most notably Howard County, Maryland. In that county, the evidence was that, in fact, and I very briefly, with permission of the chair, from the Howard County Health Department, the Howard County Health Department has conducted regular unannounced sting operations at each of the registered tanning salons in the county using teenagers who volunteer for this effort. Since these regulations went into effect, I am pleased to report that we have perfect compliance. Not one tanning salon has allowed teenage volunteers to get a non-spray tan. In addition, we have no complaints from the tanning salon owners regarding the loss of business or otherwise. In addition, and finally I will close, the same type of comment came from the city of Vancouver, where a similar ordinance went through. This was actually from a pro-tanning bulletin. In it, the author writes that in the city there has been miraculously no decline in business since the ban.
Thank you. Next, please.
Very briefly, my name is Samantha Guild. I'm a patient advocate with AIM at Melanoma, and we support this bill.
Thank you very much. Any further testimony in favor of SB 746? Is there opposition? Finance, do you have a comment? That item goes to suspense. Senator Berryhill, I think I saw you walk in. You're presenting on one item, is that correct?
Yes.
And this is California Water Plan, SB 846?
846, yeah.
Whenever you're ready.
Thank you, Madam Chair and members. This bill would allow for a clear assessment of the state's water data in hopes of creating a coordinated plan between state agencies and other water entities. Appropriately noted by your staff, Madam Chair, this legislation will build on ongoing efforts of the Department of Water Resources to improve the conservation and centralization of various water data systems. I respectfully ask your aye vote.
Thank you, Senator. Testimony?
Madam Chair, members, Amy Brown on behalf of the Northern California Water Association in support.
Thank you. Additional testimony in favor? Is there opposition? Finance, do you have a comment on this? Members, this is a do pass. Senator Emerson moves the bill, and if there's no further discussion, we'll call the roll.
Kehoe?
Aye.
Kehoe, aye. Walters? Alquist? Alquist, aye. Emerson? Emerson, aye. Liu? Liu, aye. Pavley? Price? Price, aye. Runner? Runner, aye. Steinberg?
That item is 6-0, Senator. It has enough bill item votes to pass. I'm keeping the roll open for the absent members.
Great. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you.
Thank you, members.
Yeah. Members, we're almost to the end of the file. Thank you. We need to hear from Senator Rubio, has 2 items to present. Senator Pavley has a bill pending from this morning. If her staff is here, should let her know that we're ready for her. What's that? Yes, let me just go through the file once. We're still going to do it in order. And we did do pass. And Senator Correa has to present the Veterans Affairs Committee Bill SB 813. So we need Senator Correa, Senator Rubio. I still have some items. Senator Liu has 1 item. Senator Rubio, are you ready to take up yours?
I will as soon as my staff brings my file.
All righty. Well, then, Senator Liu, we can take up your item. This is SB 757. This may meet the suspense criteria. Whenever.
Thank you, Madam Chair and Senators. Under existing law, insurers are required to provide the same coverage to domestic partners that they provide to a spouse. Unfortunately, some out-of-state insurers are able to use a loophole to avoid providing these benefits. This bill would simply close this loophole by requiring any health insurance policy issued to someone in California to be subject to the state's requirements for equal coverage. We respectfully request an aye vote, and I believe that this would reduce litigation costs and actually save money all around.
Thank you. Testimony in favor? Opposition? Finance, do you have a comment? Members, we have similar measures here. I'm not sure that there's going to be significant cost to this bill. I'd be happy to entertain a motion to do pass. Okay. Do pass from Senator Alquist. Oh. Thank you. All right. Then I have a motion by Senator Alquist, do pass, and we'll call the roll.
Kehoe?
Aye.
Kehoe, aye. Walters? Alquist? Alquist, aye. Emerson? Emerson, no. Liu?
Aye.
Liu, aye. Pavley? Pavley, aye. Price? Price, aye. Runner? Runner, no. Steinberg?
It's 5-2, and we'll just wait for the absent members. Senator Rubio, and then we'll go to Senator Pavley. If you're ready.
I am ready.
Oh, righty. Senator, you have 2 items, surface mining and eggs. You picked them.
2 very provocative subjects, Madam Chair.
And whenever you're ready.
Thank you very much. The current definition of idle as it relates to mines is problematic because it's based upon a rigid mathematical test that is not suitable for all mines operating within the state and is need of clarification. For example, a large public works project may create a heightened demand in addition to the normal amount of production on a facility, and then when production returns to normal, the operators would be required to file an interim management plan. Quite simply, Madam Chair and colleagues, the current law doesn't reflect what's in practice in the private sector right now with respect to mining. This bill attempts to clean that up, and we respectfully ask for your aye vote.
Very good. Witnesses, please.
Madam Chair, members, Gary Hambley, California Construction Industrial Materials Association, sponsor of the bill. We think this bill will have very little impact on the budget. There's currently statute in Public Resources Code 2207 that allows local lead agencies to charge reasonable fees to recover all costs of implementing SMARA. And the state, particularly given the governor's May revise today, the department will be going through several modifications given that the proposed elimination of the State Mining and Geology Board, so we don't think there'll be a significant impact on staffing. because they'll be staffing up to undertake all these additional activities that they'll be incorporating given the demise of the board. So we urge your aye vote, please.
Thank you. Thank you. Additional testimony in favor? Is there opposition testimony? Finance, you have a file on this one? All righty then. Senator Emerson moves the bill. Do pass on SB 108. Please call the roll.
Kehoe?
Aye.
Kehoe, aye. Walters? Alquist? Alquist, aye. Emerson? Emerson, aye. Liu? Liu, aye. Pavley? Pavley, aye. Price? Price, aye. Runner? Runner, aye. Steinberg?
7-0. And we'll close the roll on that because I think, are we all here now except for Senator Steinberg? And he can add. All righty. Senator Walters is not coming back today, right? All righty. Then Senator Rubio has one more item, SB 549.
Thank you, Madam Chair and members. SB 549 improves food safety and quality issues within the egg industry. The bill accomplishes two simple things. First, it increases the assessment cap on the California Shell Egg Quality Program, housed at the California Department of Food and Agriculture. Second, the bill expands the assessment to include egg products brought into the state. The program is funded through assessment fees of 5 cents per case sold, which was last updated 21 years ago, and so it's clearly in need of an update. The bill accomplishes that, and I respectfully ask for your aye vote.
Thank you, Senator Rubio. Is there testimony in favor? Opposition testimony. Finance, file on this one. Senator Emerson moves the bill. It's due pass. Seeing no further discussion, I'll call the roll.
Kehoe?
Aye.
Kehoe, aye. Walters? Alquist? Aye. Alquist, aye. Emerson? Emerson, aye. Liu? Liu, aye. Pavley? Pavley, aye. Price? Price, aye. Runner? Runner, aye. Steinberg?
7-0. That bill is out.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Senator Rubio. And Senator Pavley. One item, SB 152, whenever you're ready.
Yes, thank you very much, Madam Chair. Members, this was the item that was put over so I could speak to, at the request of Mimi Walters, to talk about this with her, and it's an issue we'll continue to work on from her perspective on one aspect of the bill. But what this bill does that's relevant to Senate Appropriations Committee today, it simply allows the State Lands Commission to charge rent on private recreational piers that are built over state land in a uniform and equitable manner. You know, there's parts of the state today who people don't pay anything, and some people have to pay to have a pier or a dock that go over state lands. The AG several years ago opined that this was a gift of public funds. This bill just tries to create some fairness and equity in the system. But I want to make it clear, rent will not be required on existing leases, but rent provisions will be added when a lease is renewed. There's a 10-year process. This has never been a property right. It's an agreement, a lease provision with the person who lives on that property. Rent provisions will also be added on any new leases, so it's trying to clear up a system that's archaic and out of date. I respectfully ask for your aye vote. Oh, and I should point out, for appropriation's sake, it's estimated this bill will result in approximately an additional $2.25 million in revenues for the general fund. This bill will pay for itself from day one.
Thank you, Senator. And your witness?
Yes. Thank you, Madam Chair, members. Curtis Fossum, Executive Officer for the State Lands Commission. The State Lands Commission, the Lieutenant Governor, and the Controller both voted to sponsor this bill, and we appreciate any and all support. Thank you.
Very good. Additional testimony in favor?
Michael Endicott with Sierra Club, California, in strong support.
Thank you. Any additional testimony in favor? Is there opposition? And Finance, you have a file on this one.
The Commission has indicated that the bill would generate $112,500 general fund in fiscal year 10-11, and increase by an additional $225,000 annually thereafter. The Commission, as the author has noted, has estimated that the rent revenues from these private recreational piers will generate $2.25 million annually to the general fund after the 10-year transition period during which the leases are secured is up. The Department of Finance is neutral on this bill because it would generate additional general fund revenues, and it would address an unconstitutional gift of state lands for private recreational piers.
Okay. Any other comments, members? This is a do pass. Senator Alquist moves the bill, and Senator Emerson.
So you are amending the bill to exempt out existing until the date of the
That's right, till their
anniversary
lease
date.
expires, and we've actually worked with some language with the Tahoe Resident Association. It'll be 2012 or 13, but when their lease expires on this bill, we're not interrupting an existing lease at all.
Okay. I think I'm okay with it. I'm just going to stay off today, but I'll talk to you about
Thank
that.
you.
Any other comments, members? Then we'll call the roll on a motion by Senator Alquist. It wasn't amended
No
here
amendment.
previously. So
It was
do
previous.
pass.
Kehoe?
Aye.
Kehoe, aye. Walters? Alquist? Alquist, aye. Emerson? Emerson, no. Or no
Not
vote.
voting.
No vote.
No vote.
Lou? Lou, aye. Pavley?
Aye.
Pavley, aye. Price? Price, aye. Runner? Runner, no. Steinberg?
5 to 1. We'll close the roll on that, and the bill is out. Let's see. I think all that's left is, Senator Correa, second from the end. And you are taking up SB 813?
Yes, Madam Chair.
Go right ahead. Veterans Affairs.
Madam Chair and Senators, this is a simple bill but important. It extends priority registration for veterans in college from the existing 2 years to 4 years after separation of service. The rationale is very simple. Usually takes a veteran anywhere from a year to 2 years after they get home, find a place to live, get themselves back on their feet, apply for admission, 1.5 to 2 years to get into college. So we want to make sure this law is meaningful, so we move it from 2 to 4 years. Ask for an aye vote.
All righty, your witnesses? Oh, your staff.
Technical.
Okay. Any witnesses in favor? Any testimony opposed? Finance, do you have a comment on this one? We have a motion by Senator Liu. It's a May, Senator Emerson, and
It's the 4-year mandate.
yeah.
Right now, they're not claiming for 2 years. This would extend it to 4.
We're currently doing it for 2 years. This bill extends the window for 4 years. And I should have been clear. We had it tagged as May, looking at the analysis of possibly a significant reimbursable mandate, but on the CSU, it says likely minor and absorbable, so we're kind of leaning in favor of moving it. So I will take a do pass. Who made the motion? Somebody? Senator Liu did. I thought I heard a motion. This is SB 813. Seeing no further comment, then we'll call the roll on a motion by Senator Liu do pass.
Kehoe?
Aye.
Kehoe, aye. Walters? Alquist? Aye. Alquist, aye. Emerson? Emerson, aye. Liu? Liu, aye. Pavley? Pavley, aye. Price? Price, aye. Runner? Runner, aye. Steinberg?
7 to 0. The bill is out.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Thank you, Senators.
Thank you, Senator Correa. Members, the last wave presentation is Senator Harmon's item, and then I have to present very quickly on 3 items. Senator Berryhill also has one. Let's do Berryhill then first in file order. SB 752, entitlements and voluntary donations. Is there testimony in favor of SB 752? Is there opposition? Finance, no file on this. That is a suspense candidate, so it'll go to suspense. Then Senator Harmon, victim notification corrections. There too. Is there testimony in favor? Opposition? File from Finance?
CDCR has indicated to us that they would not have any additional costs as a result of this measure, and we don't believe that it appears to be that it would result in a reimbursable state mandate.
All righty. We have $65,000 or so each year for information sharing and oversight. So that does make it a candidate for suspense. If there's no further comment, then it'll go to suspense. And then if Senator Emerson, would you mind sharing? Alrighty. I am waiving presentation on SB 436, but I would like to present on SB 482, the Beach Monitoring Program. Thank you, Mr. Chairman and members. SB 482 is a candidate for suspense, but I'd like to present briefly. For the past 14 years, California has had a model beach monitoring program with consistent testing and uniform reporting. It's a blend funded through a blend of general fund and local funds, and it has provided thousands of beachgoers with clean, pollution-free beaches and the information about that. The Department of Public Health funded the program through June 08, but the program, the funding was eliminated from the state budget because the State Water Resources Control Board has been involved in the day-to-day implementation of the program. It has been providing funds to keep this important health program alive temporarily. This bill will provide the Water Board with the tools it needs to keep the program going. The bill transfers the monitoring and testing responsibility, which the Water Board has already been doing, from the Department of Public Health to the Water Board. With the agreement between the two, Public Health would retain the authority over setting the public health standards. By giving the Water Board these responsibilities in statute, the Water Board has the authority to secure sustainable funding. It'll help ensure continuation of the program. It's sponsored by the California Association of Environmental Health Administrators, and it's supported by the Sierra Club, National Resource Defense Council, California Coastkeeper Alliance, and the County of San Diego, and a number of other county health departments. I ask for your aye vote, and I have Justin Milan with me from the Association of Environmental Health Administrators.
Thank you. Witnesses in support.
Mr. Chair, members, and the author, thank you very much for carrying this bill. It is critically important. As you know, beaches, particularly in Southern California, are a huge economic engine, $10 billion plus each year. They're also a tremendous source of enjoyment until you get sick. And that's the reason we have this program. It's an exemplary program, a mix between state and local responsibilities. We thank the Senator for bringing this to your attention. We're not appropriating anything in this bill. We're simply transferring responsibility and ensuring that the State Water Resources Control Board plays their role with the local governments to keep this game going. So we hope by the end of suspense we would have clarified that we should be able to get this bill off suspense and keep the program alive with the local governments. Thank you very much.
Additional witnesses in support?
Michael Endicott from Sierra Club, California. We're in support of the bill.
Jonathan Clay, County of San Diego, in support of the bill.
Witnesses in opposition? Finance, do you have a file on this? No file? Due to the cost, that will go to suspense, and I'll let Senator Kehoe work that out.
Thank you.
Thank you. Senate Bill 623.
Thank you. This is has to do with copper hull paint. And for recreational boats, members. It is a suspense candidate, but there has been some discussion about the bill, so I wanted you to get a little bit of information about it. High copper concentrations in marina basins is a significant problem statewide. The Shelter Island Yacht Basin in my district is currently under state and federal deadlines of 2022 to remove 76% of its copper load. And marinas statewide are facing similar pressures to reduce copper or face cleanup and deadline cleanup costs and fines if they cannot meet federal and state compliance. Studies have shown that copper concentration in marina waters are due to the density of recreational vessels at marinas that sit there for long periods of time. The copper leaches out and falls to the bay floor, the marina floor. It's toxic to animal and plant life. The bill would address the problem in 3 ways. It prohibits recreational boat manufacturers from selling recreational vessels with copper hull paint after January 1st, 2015. It prohibits recreational vessel owners from using or applying copper hull paint beginning 2019. And it would create a process for reviewing alternative hull paint products as the 2019 deadline approaches to ensure that there are affordable, cleaner alternatives to the hull paint we're using now. If not, there would be a delay in the ban for a year. This is a growing water quality problem. We are going to have to deal with it. State of Washington just enacted a similar bill. It is co-sponsored by the Port of San Diego and the San Diego Coastkeeper, also supported by Sierra Club, Coastkeeper Alliance, National Marine Fisheries Service, Professional Divers Association, E-Paint, and others. Jonathan Clay represents the Port of San Diego here with me, along with other witnesses in support. Jonathan, you want to?
Yeah, witnesses in support.
Yes, Jonathan Clay on behalf of the Port of San Diego. We're one of the co-sponsors on this measure. Just to build on what Senator Kehoe said, we're one of the local jurisdictions that are facing enforcement actions and fines as it relates to this reduction of copper paint in our water. One of the things I'll highlight for this committee in terms of the cost, being able to go after the source of the copper is, in terms of source reduction, is the most cost-effective and meaningful way for us to be able to try and achieve compliance. We think that the senator here and her measure provides a good balance, because essentially we're in a catch-22. We have one state agency that allows the use of a product that another state agency is conveniently issuing cleanup orders against us on. So we're working very cooperatively with the various stakeholders, including the paint manufacturers. It's our hope, and we think we can come to some type of agreement and compromise with them, but we really think that this is an issue that needs to be addressed, because those of us on the receiving end of those cleanup orders are facing a pretty daunting task to be able to come into compliance.
Thank you. Additional witnesses?
Michael Endicott on behalf of Sierra Club, California. I won't reiterate the points about why this is such a big problem, but I would like to just point to another example. This copper and boat paints isn't being singled out. Copper is a really significant issue in our waterways. Many years ago, the chip industry in Silicon Valley stepped up to the plate to reduce their copper, spending millions of dollars per little pica of copper to get it out of the discharge. We have recently concluded a big effort with this same author, actually, to get copper out of brake pads. And there it was considered a major safety issue, which it was. It gave a timeline for making the transition. We actually have to tackle this copper at the source because it is so soluble in water. There really is no other solution. Getting it out of it before it gets into the source is really the critical issue. So this bill does allow for transition to new techniques. It does allow alternatives to be developed. There are some that are out there. The cost effectiveness needs to come down, but there is a space in here to allow that to happen. And we have to step up to the plate, because actually compliance with the TMDLs has only 2 choices. One is expensive to develop it. You have to have a plan that will remediate this problem. And on the other hand, 2 is litigation costs, and managing it is going to be a bigger expense to both the state and local governments. We urge support.
Mr. Chairman, members, Justin Malone on behalf of the California League of Conservation Voters. Having been involved with Senator Kehoe with the brake pads, we know that if anybody can do it, she can. She understands the gravity of not doing anything, but understands the importance of getting a balanced bill, and we're sure she can do it. So we urge your aye vote.
Marlene Dumaine with the East Bay Municipal Utility District, and we're in support of this measure. Yeah. We agree that having a source reduction for copper contamination is important. We operate freshwater drinking water reservoirs, as well as we discharge into a marine body for our wastewater operation. So we appreciate the effort to reduce copper.
Thank you. Any additional witnesses in support? Witnesses in opposition?
Right up here.
Chairman and members, I'm Linda Benson, and I'm president of Recreational Boaters of California, RBOC. I'm also a recreational boater. RBOC opposes Senate Bill S-623 unless the bill is amended to ensure the deadline upon which the state's recreational boaters will not be able to use copper-based anti-fouling paints does not take effect until there are alternatives that are effective, available, and affordable. While studies are being done to identify alternative non-biocide paints, more rigorous research and testing is needed to ensure that coatings will be effective in many types of waterways: saltwater, brackish water, fresh water, and different water temperatures. The alternative coating also will vary with the use to which the boat is put. Until more research and rigorous scientific testing is done, the probability of failures of applications or prematurely released coatings is high and very costly to boaters. The cost to a boater in converting to an alternative paint is also very high and needs to be minimized. We are pleased to see that mention is made in the bill of the Department of Boating and Waterways making a determination if alternative paints are available, effective, and affordable, but feel if the alternative paints are not, that the one-year extension of the timeline from January 1st, 2019 is not adequate. RBOC has been engaged in discussion with Senator Kehoe on SB 623 and looks forward to further discussion with her. Thank you.
Thank you. Any additional witnesses in opposition? Finance, you have a file on this?
I do. Mr. Chairman, the bill would create new requirements within the Harbors and Navigation Code that is under the Department of Boating and Waterways authority. However, it's unclear who would be responsible for implementing the requirements of the bill, specifically the monitoring of the paint requirements. And as such, we don't have a very firm, if you will, fiscal estimate. If boating was tasked with implementation, the department's estimate is that it would cost $1.3 million Harbors and Watercraft Revolving Fund. Additionally, it's unclear if the bill would create a new crime, and if it does, who would be responsible for its enforcement. Again, if Boating and Waterways estimates that it would be, if it was responsible for enforcement, the department would have ongoing costs of $375,000, again from the Harbors and Watercraft Revolving Fund.
Thank you. Any questions by the committee? I know this is a candidate for suspense, and
Correct.
we'll work those issues out. And Mr. Endicott, I'm sorry this committee went so long. I know you had to dress up for today, but you dress up very nicely. Thank you.
Thank you. I did lose a button, though, on the inside.
You didn't have to tell us that. Thank you.
Thank you for letting me present.
You have one other. You're going to waive presentation on
I am.
All right.
I am. Thank you.
That is, yes, Senate Bill 436. Any witnesses in support? Any in opposition? Finance, you have a file on. Thank you. That goes to suspense.
Members, we're going to lift the calls. We'll do it in file item order. Let me just get a minute or two to get our members here. Senator Alquist, Senator Pavley, Senator Walters is not returning. Sergeants, can you tell us where Senators Pavley and Alquist are? Senator Steinberg, too, would be great. We're going to lift the calls in file item order. So we're taking up SB 903 by Senator Anderson. The chair is aye. The vice chair is aye. 7-0. Call the absent members.
Alquist? Alquist, aye. Steinberg?
8-0. That bill is out. Next is Senator Price. SB 539. On nursing, chair is aye, vice chair is aye. Please call the absent members.
Alquist? Aye. Alquist, aye. Lou? Aye. Lou, aye. Steinberg?
8-0. 8-0. That bill is out. Senator Price has the next one also, SB 452, on professions and vocations boards and commissions. Chair is aye, vice chair is aye. 6-0. Call the absent members.
Alquist? Aye. Alquist, aye. Lou? Aye. Lou, aye. Steinberg? 8-0.
8-0. That bill is out. SB 543, also by Senator Price, business and professions. Chair and vice chair are both aye. The vote is 5-0. Please call the absent members.
Alquist. Alquist, aye. Lou. Lou, aye. Runner. Runner, aye. 8-0.
All righty, 8-0, that bill is out. Senator Rubio has SB 108. Nope. Oh, the,
I was out of order. Those are ones, Chris, that you said were.
did we already close the roll on those?
Close the roll. We had everybody.
Okay, we had everybody on Senator Rubio's. All righty, then the next one is Senator Yee, and this is SB 136 on telemedicine. The vote is 7-0. Vice Chair and Chair are both aye. Call the absent members.
Lou. Lou, aye. Steinberg. 8-0.
8-0, that bill is out. Next is Senator Hancock, SB 202. This is, the vote is 3-1. The chair is aye, and, we had some absences. Senator Runner is a no, so call the absent members.
Walters. Emerson. Emerson, no. Lou. Lou, aye. Pavley. Steinberg.
Is Senator Pavley on her way? Is there someone here? All righty, I'll hold it open for another minute. Senator Woke, SB 244. Vote is 3-3. Chair is aye, Vice Chair is no. Call the absent members.
Alquist. Alquist, aye. Lou. Lou, aye. Steinberg.
5-3. That bill is out. Next is Senator Wright, and this is SB 477. Vote is 3-2. Chair is aye, Vice Chair is no. Call the absent members, please.
Alquist. Alquist, aye. Emerson. No. Emerson, no. Lou. Lou, aye. Steinberg.
5-3. That bill is out. And next is Senator Cannella, SB 513. The vote is 7-0. Call the absent members.
Lou. Lou, aye. Steinberg.
8-0. That bill is out. Next by Mr. Cannella, also 7-0. This is SB 707. Call the absent members.
Lou. Lou, aye. Steinberg.
8-0. That bill is out. Senator Lowenthal has SB 650. The vote is 7-0. Chair is aye, Vice Chair is aye. Call the absent members.
Lou. Lou, aye. Steinberg.
8-0. That bill is out. Next is Senator Leno, SB 676, Industrial Hemp. The vote is 4-2. Chair is aye, Vice Chair is no. Please call the absent members.
Emerson. Emerson, no. Lou. Lou, aye. Steinberg.
5-3. That bill is out. Next is Senator Ted Lieu, SB 757. The vote is 5-2. The chair is aye. Senator Emerson was a no.
Walters. Steinberg.
That stays 5-2. The bill is out. Next is Senator Berryhill, SB 846. The vote is 6-0. No votes. Call the absent members.
Walters. Pavley. Steinberg.
I'll keep it open for Senator Pavley for another minute. No word from her office yet?
You can reconsider or ask Senator Emerson or Runner to give us a courtesy vote. We've got 4 votes. We need 1 to get this out.
I'm going to open the roll again on SB 202 by Hancock. Chair is aye. Vice Chair is not voting. Senator Emerson gives a courtesy vote, so that makes the vote 4-1. 5-1. 5-1. All righty. And any other vote changes on that one? So that bill is out. What else do we have? And Senator Berryhill. I need another vote on Senator. Oh, no, I'm okay with Senator Berryhill. Then we're at the end of the file. All righty, I'll wait a minute. All righty. Then on Hancock, SB 202, the vote is 5-1, and we'll close the roll. I just... Do you want to add on to Berry Hill? SB 846 by Senator Berryhill. The vote is 6-0. Chair is, there's no votes. You can call the absent members, please.
Walters? Pavley? Pavley, aye. Steinberg?
7-0. That bill is out. And that concludes the file, so we are adjourned.